Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? It's me, Antonio Lopez, back at it again with another video. This time this video is just going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about acid today. We're going to be talking about the experience which I had while on that. And I'm not really here, going to be talking about my personal opinion about what you should do with your own body. I just want to give you guys a brief overview of my own experience. Okay, the month was about in January of 2021, I believe. This is about 2 years ago. I have a friend who and just had acid tabs, and so then he asked us if we wanted to try them out, and then we thought it would be cool to try them all as a group, and then he would be our spotter since he was the person who was the most experienced with it. And so one day we just decided to go to our high school, and we all decided to just meet up and stuff. And then we were just talking and stuff. My friend brought his Uno cards, so we all met up underneath this the quad area basically of underneath this one overhang thing where we had shade. And then it was a pretty cloudy day that day, so it looked like it was about to rain, but it wasn't. But we were the only people on the campus because I believe it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day that day. And so what we did was that we went to this one secluded spot, and then we just popped it all together, and we just kept it in our mouths until all the chemicals and stuff would be absorbed by our bodies. And during that time we had other friends who weren't taking it with us, who were just there just to hang out with us. And then we all decided to just pop out the Uno cards, and we all just started playing Uno. And then out of nowhere, you just started feeling the effects and stuff. This is literally 1 minute after I tried it. I was already being oh, I already feel it. And then all my friends started laughing at me because it doesn't come to you that quickly. It takes about 30 minutes, I believe, or up to an hour for the effects to really start to show. But after those 30 minutes, once we were starting to play Uno, I started noticing it was hard for me to concentrate because the cards kept changing colors. And so it was really hard for me to really know if I was laying down the right card. And then every time I did, all my friends would be like, bro, that's the wrong card, we didn't even pull out that color. And but if I remember when I really concentrated, though, I could see the color, but I just chose to just let myself go and let the whole acid trip really just take full effect, just to let my mind just go through the ride. And so my friend told me oh, there's this really trippy thing to see, and if you stare at your hand, you'll just see all these shapes and patterns and colors changing, and your hand changing too. And I'm like, dang, I actually experienced that. My friend, he showed me a skateboard deck, and then he's like, hey, do you see anything moving? And then at the time I said no, but I really just it was a picture of a dog. And then but in my mind I actually did see the dog bark and stuff, but at the time I said no, I don't see anything, just to not really, I guess I tried to tough it out and stuff. And then I remember that my friend, he would talk to me about you would catch yourself in a loop once you were on it. And so I remember that I went to the restroom, and I went to the restroom into the stall, and then I came out, and then I just washed my hands, dried my hands, and then I went back into the stall, and did the same thing I did. And I did that 3 times, and apparently I was in there for about 10 minutes, and my friend had to come in just to check on me and just be like, dang, you were in here for a while. And I'm like, wow, what you said was true, I really was stuck in a loop. And we just continued our Uno game, just started chatting and stuff. It was kind of hard for us to concentrate because a lot of things were going on in the background. Definitely started hallucinating and stuff about seeing a bunch of random stuff. It's pretty easy for me to describe now, but I feel it was just more of a feeling that I was experiencing. I was taking it all in, and my mood started changing a lot. It amplifies your feelings greatly, so we were all happy. So then I obviously it amplified it a ton, so I was really happy. And I remember I went to the restroom once more, and once I was in the stall, we were always laughing and stuff about whatever we were talking about, how we were feeling. And then in the stall, I saw like little clouds, like literally 3 little clouds, like in my vision. And in those little clouds, like there were pockets of my friends just like pointing and laughing at me, pointing and laughing in my direction. And like it was hecka trippy because it was like in 3D too. So then like there were like still pictures like in the clouds, and it was like, you ever get those like illustrations of like, people dreaming and stuff? They had the thought bubble and stuff. That's essentially what I had in front of me. And so like it was like they were coming out of the screen to like point at me and stuff, and they were flipping too. They were like flipping sides, like literally like inverted images. Like it was crazy. And like my friend caught me again, and then I was just like, he took me out. He's just like, yeah, bro, are you good? And I'm like, bro, you have no idea what I just saw in there. And like, they're like, yeah, you seem pretty cracked out. And that was nothing far from the truth. And I remember I had my bike that day. And then what I noticed was that whenever I rode my bike, like the faster I pedal, like I'd be in slow motion. Like I'd literally be in the Matrix. Like the faster I was pedaling, everything around me would be in slow motion. Like it's actually kind of crazy how that works, because it's like it doesn't affect really anything. It's like time travel a little bit, like time travel type of physics. It's like I was so fast, but everybody around me was so slow. But like once we all caught up, like nothing really, like nobody really noticed and stuff. So it's like it's all an illusion in your head, which is really crazy. You start teleporting too. So like you don't really know how you got there, but you're there. It's like you're in slow motion, and then out of nowhere you're just pushed forward into like the area where you guys were supposed to go, and like you're caught up with time. It's just a whole like mind illusion stuff. It's like, where was that person? Where was I during that time? Like you don't really remember that. And like I remember when I was looking at my friends, there's this one editor on YouTube who like makes the music videos. His name is Cole Bennett, and he do like the little flashing thing, like outlines and stuff, and then like the line art in his music videos, and like just the little doodle effects. That's essentially what I saw in real life. And I saw like the sort of like a cartoonish drawing of when I looked at my friend, I saw like a cartoonish outline of his skeleton. And like it was just a little doodle. It's not like a realistic looking skeleton. It's just like a doodle of a skeleton, but like overlaying his face and then his and then like their body and stuff. And that was a pretty crazy thing to like look at. And I remember once we were out there in the basketball area where we were all like heading out to meet, I looked at the clouds, and then I saw there was the clouds started forming into blimps. And then like I started thinking about Star Wars. And so then like the blimps, like the clouds started forming into like star cruisers and battleships, like from Star Wars, like the Star Destroyer. And like when I was looking, there's like a football area over there, like off in the distance. And so then when I was looking at that, like we were standing on concrete, and then the concrete started turning into grass as I was staring into the football field, because I was thinking about grass, and then the floor around us was grass, even though it's concrete. And then I started thinking about graffiti, because I was like really into graffiti at this time. And so then when I looked at the ground, I saw that there was a whole bunch of like graffiti signatures and stuff. I can't really describe really what I really like saw. Your mind makes it up. It just compiles all the graffiti which I've seen in the past, and like just plopped it on the floor. And like I couldn't really remember, like it's more like an ambient type of feeling. It's just like a whole bunch of scribbles, a whole bunch of writing, a whole bunch of bubble letters, and like that's essentially what I was seeing. And so I remember I was listening to music this whole entire time, and like that just enhanced the feeling. Like the music that I was listening to was a bunch of psychedelic music that I had pre-planned. Like I was listening to some Mac DeMarco, Chamber of Reflections. I know that's like a big song that of course everybody knows, and like knows it is a trippy feeling to like listen to, like especially while you're on this stuff. And yeah, but essentially we started wanting to like head towards In-N-Out. In-N-Out was like a whole mile away, but we still decided to like, you know, walk all that way. We didn't have cars, so we'd all have to walk there like on the sidewalk. And so once we were like walking there, I remember that there's this one tight alleyway, and like the friend who like hooked us up on all this stuff, like I saw him as the devil. And my friends and I who were on it, like I saw us as sheep. And then we were following him into this alleyway, and like you know, like in my mind I had this vision of like, you know, us being dragged down, essentially like, you know, going to hell basically. That's essentially the illusion which I had, like, you know, that we were all being sucked down with them. And once we started like walking, I remember I started feeling the effect of like, you know, riding my bike. Like I was on my bike this whole time, and so then like I was just riding my bike. Faster I pedaled, the slower everything was around me. And then I remember like there's this one parking lot we had to exit through, and like I remember while we were exiting through this parking lot, everything was like, it was like it felt like forever walking through that parking lot. And like it was like I was walking there for like 10 days or something like that, because time is really like, you know, it's really warped while you're really on it. And like so when we were walking like the pathway of the parking lot felt like it was like elongating, like it was getting longer. Once we were like walking towards the In-N-Out, I remember I got a text from my mom, and then she was like telling me, oh mijo, when are you gonna come home? And so then I'm just like, all right, I gotta head home right now. And then they just told me to be safe, because I'm literally now by myself, and it's nighttime now. And so then like when like, you know, it's dark. And so I remember when I was riding my bike, I saw this one guy right in front of me, and then like I remember I passed him, and then he was in front of me again. And I'm like, whoa, time just like, you know, rewinded itself. It's like I saw the future. And like it's like a crazy experience. But then I started biking home, and then you know, it's so dark, I didn't have a flashlight on my bike, but I remember the area around me, it felt like I was like riding through space essentially. And there's like a pathway, obviously the sidewalk, you know, drugs, they do affect the way that you think even after you take it. And so then like you know, I was just biking home, and I had a vision of me getting like drive-byed, like literally, like I remember there was like this car passing by, and I like literally imagined, like I had this hallucination where like a bunch of bullets start, like the car windows started flying, lowering, and the gun would like, you know, shooting and stuff, and I saw like bullets and stuff like spraying like in front of me. And I looked to my right, and then like I saw like this glass, like it was like a bunch of store areas that I was going by. And so then like I saw the glass, like, you know, like had bullet holes in it, and then I saw like a chalk outline of myself on the floor, and then like a bunch of like blue and red lights and stuff. And I remember while I was biking, every time I'd look to, when I was at a crosswalk, like I'd always see in the corner of my eyes like a hallucination of a cop car. And I'd always like imagine like a flashing light blaring at me, like literally, like I felt like people were always checking me, and like that was like making me hecka scared at that time. Well, eventually I got home, and I decided to try to sleep it off, but obviously you can't sleep while you're on this stuff. Like literally you cannot sleep, you'll have insomnia. And we were on the group chat, and then we're texting each other. We're all just saying like, bro, I literally can't sleep. And then we're like, yeah bro, me too. It's like crazy. And then eventually I started listening to music and stuff, and the music felt amazing. But then like later on that night, like, you know, I didn't sleep for the whole night. We had school the next day. And so then when I went to school, dude, I was tired. I was like, bro, I am not feeling it. And like I had Sasuke hair. I remember I did like the hair that Sasuke has from Naruto, and like my friends noticed it and stuff, and then we're all just talking about our experience that we had. And that's essentially the end of my story. It was just a really crazy experience just to go through, but now I would not do like that type of stuff anymore, just because it's not really my thing. And like, you know, I like to be sober, so But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time video. I know it was a little something different. I just hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next video.